Good morning, everyone. Nice to be here. And well, I see a lot of familiar faces. It's super interesting to see that and to be among old friends again. And yeah, my subject is a little bit different, but I have something in common that Kirk was talking about just before, the avatar. You talked about the avatar. Mine is a little bit different. It's not the blue face or whatever, but I talk a lot about the avatar when I do talk about social media. So my subject today is a little bit different than what maybe I have been doing in the past in different presentations, but actually is how to turn your social media profile in, uncovering your hidden gems in your business, but also in your career, because I also talk to dive professionals or dive centers. We could use what I say in any business, in any niche, actually. I learned a lot in the past 2-3 years due to the COVID situation. I'm not going to talk a lot about me, but some people ask me sometimes, are you a scuba diver? So I started actually at the age of 14. My first dive was in a Swiss dark lake. I did not see with whom I was diving, and I survived. So I'm still here. Then in 1986, I moved to the Maldives, and I had the chance to follow a dream, to really go on an island. And I was on holiday. It was in July. And in December 6th, I landed in the Maldives and I started to do work there, first as a, I would say, snorkeler and a girl for everything, basically. Then I stayed in the Maldives for a while, came back to Europe because I thought I cannot survive in the Maldives. I have to be continuing my professional career. So I left the 9-to-5 job. I came back to Europe and I left it immediately again after. So I was the CEO of PADI Europe. I learned everything with PADI over all these years. I see my friend Mark Kenny. We worked together for many, many years. And yeah, I was one of the person that was able to convince the PADI team to launch the Enrich Day program, which probably today in the diving industry is one of the most seek specialty. Then we closed PADI Europe, moved to PADI Worldwide, and until 2013. And I'm not going to do more about that. But then I moved to another organization. I went to SSI, and I'm there since 2014. And I'm actually in charge of the international business development. So I'm a lot in Asia, usually traveling. I'm taking care of China and some Mediterranean countries. The things that I launched since I'm at SSI has somehow nothing to do with scuba diving, right? I launched this mermaid program in China, and I remember when I called my colleagues in Germany, I said, I have an idea, we should launch a mermaid program. You say, you lost it completely. You don't know what you're talking about. I say, well, listen, I know it's not for children, it's for adults. And they say, well, forget about it. That was in August. It was 4 years ago. And first week of November, we launched the first, I would say, test program. And since then, we bring over 10,000 certifications a month only in China for mermaid program. You may say mermaid, well, they just do some pictures and do fancy stuff. Well, it's not the way it is. Actually, they learn a lot. They do a lot of free diving. They become free divers ultimately, but they are the ambassadors of the sea. So the idea behind that was to position a brand, obviously, and we succeeded in that. Then we did the lifeguard program, again, to bring people closer to the water, to make them more responsible, and to fulfill a demand. And COVID changed a little bit the picture for me. I was traveling, I would say 70% of my time until 2019. And in 2020, things changed, obviously, and I had to adapt. So you have two ways to see it. You can put your head in the sand. We'll see a picture like that. Or you can find solutions. And I'm a solution-driven person. So we created the SSI Digital University, which was actually helping people facing a problem, finding new opportunities. So I have been running up till now, in the past 2.5 years, over 1,400 webinars. So Zoom is my best friend. I had to learn to talk to a camera instead of a panel like that, which I actually like more. I have one part, I would say one leg in SSI, and I have one leg which I have my own company, which is Monachon Consulting Limited. I'm Swiss, I'm 62. I don't feel like that. And I live in Cyprus currently. So yesterday was like traveling to the Asian side because it took me to come here 15 hours. So 36 years in the industry. Does this matter? Actually, I could say I have this lot of experience like many of us, but actually it does not matter. The point is, it depends how much you are ready to learn all the time, to implement new stuff and really be on top of everything that is moving. And that's why social media is one of my passion. You can say, well, things are not changing. I have a mosquito here, but you can really stand still and not move. And I know some questions will come later that, well, why scuba diving? It's getting older. We don't have any young people coming into that. Yes, we have a few people here. We are older, but we are still passionate. But we started also as young people. So the key is really how much are we ready to learn and implement? When I go to Asia, I'm coming back from Asia actually, and the average is young people and a lot of women, so about 50%. So we have a different picture on the other side of the world. Now I say there is always a chance in every crisis, but you need a team, and you have to have a team that follows also some, I would say, recommendations and is ready to have a mind shift, really change completely, be ready to take some risk. And of course, you can put your head on the sand and say nothing will happen. 2.5 years ago, when COVID hit, I was talking to several diving centers, and some people were actually not reachable. They say, we don't want to do anything, there is nothing to do. And you have others that realize you have opportunities, you have a program that you can use, and all of us have different types of programs, and you can use maybe the digital world to bring people, bring something to people that are sitting in their sofa in a lockdown, and that's what we did. So in every change, we have a chance, but many people are going against the change. Many people do not like to change. So I could spend more than 20 minutes, obviously, talking about that. I have usually this presentation, I do it over 3 hours, so I'm reducing here, but probably all of you are in some of these social media. Who is on Facebook? Still some are not, right? Instagram? Okay, also a good mix. And then we could go on LinkedIn, of course, and so on. TikTok, who is on TikTok? We decreased the number, right? We will not talk about TikTok. Just know that TikTok is the new search engine, but I will not talk about that. Actually, I'm going to talk a bit more about Facebook, but some people at this point in time usually say, well, but Facebook is already, it's outdated. It's not for young people. I will try to prove you the contrary. So no matter which business we are in, which niche we are in, we work or we talk about 3 different elements. The first one is your ideal client, which I call actually the avatar. You need to know who is your ideal client. Now, usually when you have a panel like that, I would ask anyone, who is your ideal client? The normal answer I get is everybody is my ideal client. That's maybe the difficulty in the diving industry. You can teach to anybody from 8 years to whatever age you want. But we heard that also from Kirk, that you have also some older people taking activities. So that's true. But if you don't qualify that a bit more down, then obviously the other 2 pillars are not going to work. You need to have a right offer for the right client. So your offer is really very important. And usually when you enter a diving center and somebody says, I want to learn to dive, the instructor, the receptionist, they will say, all right, no problem. We'll do the basic diver. We'll do the scuba diver. We'll do the open water diver course. That's it. And you already lose 50% of the people. Well, the person has a wish. The person wants to learn something different. Why do you want to learn to dive? If you don't ask this question, you miss the point. And I will talk a bit later on that. So the offer is critical in that moment. And the third pillar is obviously based on the two first points, the message, the marketing message. If you want to talk to everybody, you talk to nobody. So you have to niche it down. So the marketing message is critical for, I would say, the continuation of any business. So I'm going to focus on Facebook today. And all starts with a Facebook profile. I have the permission to use these profiles, by the way. But I will just touch a little bit on that. This first picture, the cover picture, says that Ferd Garcia is actually loving whale sharks. You would agree on that, I'm sure, right? Then you see he's a diver or diving instructor, he carries a tank and so on. He's smiling, that's at least that's good. Now you see his profile here, and you have a lot of points, you know, and if you see the bold points, Metro Divers, SSI, Offshorely, etc., if the person watching his profile click on one of these bold points, the person will move to another page. So you lose basically the connection to Ferd Garcia. And all starts, by the way, with your personal profile. And I will come to that later too. So basically, the less you have on this left side, the better it is, right? Then this is another one, Gord's. He's obviously loving to be socializing, his people, so it's quite good. Now he has a picture, the personal profile picture, and actually he has a hat and he has sunglasses, not really smiling. That's what should not be done. This personal profile is also your CV. That's your business card. And whoever thinks here in this room, well, I don't want to share anything private on Facebook about what I'm doing, then if you want to use social media as a business, or if you want to share your business with other people, you have to eliminate this idea. You have to show who you are and what you do. So actually the profile picture should be a nice smiling gourds and building trust. That's how you want to position yourself, like a CV. In a CV, you would not do that, right? Now you see that he has 4,900 friends. The limit is 5,000 for personal profiles. Now there are a lot of changes in Facebook. Actually, in the past 3 weeks, all the algorithm changed completely. Even if you have 5,000 friends, if you reach that maximum and people want to become friends with you, they will become automatically followers. So you could have unlimited followers. If you have unlimited followers, the good side is anything you post on your personal profile, which should be, by the way, very clean, should be your profile, then they will see what you post. Maybe the 4,900 friends, they will not see what you post because you have a lot of people that are maybe not active anymore. They have a profile that has been deleted. Maybe they never follow what you do. Maybe you have them since 10 years in your profile. And so maybe he would have probably 300 friends that are actually active on his profile. So all he does is seen by 300 people. So cleaning the profile is important. And that's why you need to choose who you lose. You want to have people who are absolutely in line with what you do. So stop thinking about posting pictures with pizza or dogs or whatever. If you are in the scuba diving business, post things that are related to your business. That's my best advice. Now, he has, on the other side, he has quite a good profile here, and that's it. But you see here, that's Scuba Academy Manila. So that's a business page. Facebook has three types. Your personal profile, a Facebook group, on a Facebook business page. Facebook business page, you see here, you have 4,733 people that are following that, and 3,100 are checking in there. Now, the reality is that if you don't spend money on ads, less than 1% of these people will see what you post. So you do a lot of work for nothing. So who in here has a Facebook business page? All right, good. And do you spend money on ads? Yes? How much, Mark? But are you spending money on ads? Tell me an amount. Okay, $75 a month. Well, in the COVID time, Facebook and Google, by the way, went up in prices. So basically, they increased their prices by 232 to 408%. So you imagine what it costs. Now, if you want to touch a local community, $75 may be enough, right? If you want to touch a community that is larger and you have more selection and you want to have more leads at the end of the day, then you have to take into consideration to spend $20 a day. Quite an amazing sum. And then it's not qualified. The leads that you would get is just based on quantity. And you will take from this quantity a certain numbers that could be your potential customers. All right, so basically here it says when there is no lead flow, there is no cash flow. So you may have a business page, let's say the majority of, let's say our businesses in the diving industry, they don't spend 1 cent on ads, meaning all they do doesn't bring any customer. What does it mean? They have nobody that sees their post, but they do a lot of work to put their post on the page. So if you have less than 1%, I have one customer there in the Philippines, 70,000 people on their business page. When they post something, they post great content, is less than 3 comments that they have under a post. So you can imagine nobody sees what they do. How can you extract customers out of 3 comments? Almost impossible, right? So basically, what we need, and we talk about that more in detail, but what we need basically is more leads, because usually if you don't have leads, you don't have clients. If you have no clients, you have no sales. That's as simple as that. And that's not only related to scuba diving. So how can we change that? What do you need to do that? So basically, when we talk about social media, you need clarity, confidence, consistency, which brings to client conversion. If you have no clarity about what you do, if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a strategy, then you cannot be confident. If you are not confident, then you will never be consistent. And when I talk consistency, you need to spend maybe not money on ads, but you need to spend money on time. The more time you spend on social media, the more you can extract out of it. You may ask how much, how long, how many hours? Well, 1 hour a day is the minimum. Then you can exponentially grow if you spend more time. So if you have no consistency, then obviously you will not convert leads. So you need to have a crystal clear picture of what you do. And all the marketing is based on the same principle, no matter, again, which business type, which organization, which niche. It's all based on pain, question, lead, results. So obviously in our environment, we may not have people with a pain. They don't come to dive because they have a pain. They would, the pain could be, I want to lose weight, and maybe I join Kirk on his program because I see super slim, super fit, so I may use that strategy. But on the other hand, you have a pain and you need to have a solution. So you want to gain more muscle, that's a pain, and you get the solution, train more, whatever, eat better. I would say in our environment, we have people with a dream. Having said that, you could still have people who have a pain. Why do you think people do not enjoy a dive when they have their mask completely fogged during the whole dive? Simple. Or bad buoyancy, using too much air. You have also some pain that we can solve, right? So, and your audience will make you or break you. I ran back here because I was on a Zoom call with 8 dive centers in the Maldives right now. And basically, they say some people, they use too much air and they just do 1 dive, that's enough, and they think, well, let's leave it, it's not for me anymore. Well, they leave money on the table. If you give a solution, if you give some value to the problem they have, you will have them. Now, these people, if they say, I did my dive, but I did not enjoy it, they break you, your audience breaks you. If they say, well, I did my dive, I realize I need to learn more, my instructor gave me so much value, and I position my weight differently, and now I feel better. I do more dives. They make you, right? So the riches are in the niches. That's why I said before, who is your customer? If you say everybody is my customer, very difficult to market. If you say my customer wants to dive because they want to breathe air underwater, they want to be in this three-dimensional world, and they want to be relaxed. That could be somebody that comes from the medical environment. They have been working with COVID, they are completely stressed, they need to de-stress. That could be one customer. That could be a woman that says, my kids, they are at school, I'm 36 years old, and I want to do something for myself. I don't want to go to the coffee shop and talk to other mothers just about kids' problem. That's another niche, right? So if you start to identify who is your ideal client, you change completely the perspective of who you can attract. I had one center, she said, well, I never thought about that, but everybody comes to my place single and they go out as couple. That's also another niche. And I'm sure in here, many people here have found their counterpart while doing this beautiful activity, right? So you just need to know who your buyers are and where they are hanging out. And that's where I'm going. Actually, Facebook is giving us a hand here. They created the Facebook groups, and they are pushing a lot, the Facebook groups. They spend millions on publicity to push people going into groups. Why do they do that? Facebook is free of charge. We can use it for free, Google too, but they gain your data. So if you still think, I don't share any information about what I do, everybody now in here has a phone. Some people will have posted in Instagram, in Facebook, whatever. They know where you are, who you are, what age you have, with whom you are. So I did a Zoom with the Maldives. I'm sitting in Portugal. They know I was here. So Zoom will know that they will have my data as Facebook, and so and they will resell the data. That's why they want to propose different things. So obviously the Facebook group is the place where people will stay longer. That's why they will give some more support to that. And there is a Facebook group for everyone. Does anybody here has a Facebook group for his business? I see a few. Okay, good. That's where we monetize it. But you may be in different Facebook group too. And I will give you one example. You are a shark lover, but you are also teaching scuba diving, for example. Did you search for shark lovers somewhere? Maybe not, but there are plenty of groups for shark lovers. There is one, you talk about over 100,000 people that are shark lovers. They are all loving sharks. They are interested. They could be some potential clients, right? And you can find these. Have a center in the Maldives. I was there in March, little guest house, beautiful dive center, and they have 10 rooms. Out of these 10 rooms, 5 were occupied. Price of the room per night, $75. 2 dives a day, everything, $100 a day per person. With amazing Maldives, right? And amazing diving, by the way. So I asked them, why is not full? Oh, we wait for some people and we will do our marketing. We have a business page, whatever. The usual answer. On the other hand, they have also a monitor on the place where you eat, and it's a common place, with people snorkeling with dolphins, with nurse sharks, and stingrays. And say, where is that? Oh, that's what we do, this excursion. We do it on a daily basis. We guarantee that you will see dolphins. You have groups with dolphin lovers. They would dream to go to the Maldives for this price and guaranteed seeing dolphins. So that was the best kept secret. So if you market that in advance, if you position your unique selling point in advance, then obviously you will have your guest house filled with people and they will love the activity. So actually these groups are all there to try to solve certain problems, pain points, or fulfilling dreams. We are here to fulfill dreams, definitely. And let me switch. 3 main reasons why people are part of Facebook group. They want to solve the pain, the problem. They want to get value out of it. They will communicate. They want to communicate with other people. So that's the best recommendation you can obtain. And obviously you want to get more exposure. They want to build their brand. I could expand a lot on that, but the group is one key element. Now, let me tell you one thing. Imperfect action is better than inaction. So I'm Swiss. Usually Swiss think 10 times, I need to have a perfect image, I need to have a perfect text, I need to have a perfect video. So the train or the boat has left and I'm never publishing it. So when you're on social media, think fast. Better to be doing something that is not perfect, but just do it. And you will improve by the time. My videos, the first one were disaster. Maybe they are still, but I try to improve, right? So you are seen on the social media and people comment, react, and that's what you want to have. So it's time to leave the comfort zone. What does it mean? If you think about yourself, when was the last time you went live on your social media? And again, I would like to talk about Facebook group because this is where you get these customers and you can extract them. If you would have a Facebook group and you go live there from time to time, not even every week, and you basically present yourself, no makeup, no filter, then basically you build trust. And people will see the same person coming back. If they see Alessandro, they will see the real Alessandro as he will be on the stage later, right? So that will work. You create this bonding. Many people don't do that. You have customers coming out of a course, a dive, a try scuba, a DSD, whatever you name it, and you never ask why they smile. You don't ask them to leave a testimonial, right? Well, that would be the best publicity. But first you have to do it yourself, to go on camera using a phone. It's super easy. And you make a quick video, 1 or 2 minutes. Hello, my name is Jean-Claude. I'm Swiss. I did this amazing free dive with Kirk. I was able to keep my breath for 4 minutes. That was fantastic. And I can only recommend to do the same. And you will lose weight at the same time. So people will love it. 1 minute, that's all. And you gain new customers, new trust. So time to leave the comfort zone. I have a customer, he said, I cannot do that. He did his first video a week ago after forcing him, right? One little video with his family, just sharing a little bit of his life, saying, I'm leaving Bangkok to the Maldives. 1,200 views, 200 some shares, and so on, comments. And so, what do you think? This is bringing a chain reaction and actually is getting more attention. So it's boosting his algorithm. Out of it, he brings them into a group, and from this group, he extracts customers. You have 50 new friends, for example, that are selected, qualified leads, and you can do that. And then you have 20 that are really going into a conversation, and you can extract 5 customers per day. Who would love to have that? 5 customers a day without spending 1 cent on ad. That's easy. So basically, you need to get in front of them as much as possible. Obviously, when I talk about the time is, I think I'm already over. The time is critical. So you have some tools. I just make 2 recommendations here. We can talk later, but I use some extensions or some tools that help me to get new customers, to communicate with them. And I use only Facebook and Facebook Messenger. All right. Last but not least, I'm done. There are a few books. This one, The 100 Million Offer, is what you can relate to any of your business. Why? In the fitness industry, you can learn in 30 minutes how you can gain more muscle or lose weight. And that's it from the personal trainer. He sells you a 3 months or 6 months program. Read this book. It's replicable in scuba diving. Thank you very much.